everybody, I'm Steph Hodge with BoardGameGeek here with Danny from Pandasaurus Games, and today we get to look at God Loves Dinosaurs! Because obviously we all love dinosaurs and all the dinosaur games from Pandasaurus, so I am very excited to hear all about this, Danny. So give me a little bit of overview or how this came to be.
Sure. So Gods Love Dinosaurs is designed by Casper Lopp. You probably know him from Magic Maze. This game is nothing like Magic Maze, except for it still is a kooky theme. So in this game, as the title might suggest, each player is a god, and gods love dinosaurs. So the goal of the game is to make as many dinosaurs as possible. At the end of the game, each dino and dino egg that you have will be worth 1 point. So during the game, we're going to be drafting tiles from the main board that you can see there and adding it to our biome. So each player starts with that little flower-shaped tile piece. The tiles you draft will be added to that flower. There's different terrains. As you can see, some terrains have a little animal icon on them. When you place a tile with that, you also add the corresponding meeple. So we have lots of adorable animal meeples in this game. We've got the rats that live in the forest. We've got bunnies that live in fields and frogs that live in the swamp. All very, very cute. So your goal with the prey is to expand them across the lands. We also have predator meeples. Those are the orange and the pink ones you see. When those are shown on a tile, you add them there, just like the prey. However, predator meeples move. They're trying to eat prey that you've put on the tiles. Those are the animals, right? So we draft tiles, add meeples. They're going to eat. Each time you draft a tile, you can see that they're in a different column, okay? So as the game progresses and tiles are removed from the board, as soon as one column is empty, that type of animal will activate. So the prey all activate in a similar way. So they're just going to expand. You make more. Their only purpose in life is to breed. So if you have an empty tile of their terrain type, as we said, rats in the forest, frogs in the swamp, and rabbits in the field, they're just going to add another meeple. However, when predators activate, they actually move. They're a little bit more dynamic. They're going to go on the prowl for their favorite snack. Tigers will move 1 or 2 spaces away in any direction. If they eat a prey, they have to end their movement on a prey. If they eat more than one prey, they have enough energy to make a baby predator. Yeah, it can be good news, it can be bad news. You have to watch out. Eagles, when they activate, they act a little bit differently. They're going to fly in a straight line, 1, 2, or 3 spaces away. But each time they move over a prey, they'll eat that. And like I said before, if they eat more than one, they'll hatch a new eagle. So the big puzzle of this game is trying to balance how many prey you have versus how many predators. You don't want too many of one versus the other because, well, life has to hang in the balance, right? The last thing I've forgotten to mention, you'll see on the board there is a dino meeple at the bottom of, currently at the bottom of the frog column. So when the column with the dinosaur activates, after that animal finishes their activation, the dinos will then activate. So we each start with one dino in the center of our little biome on a mountain space. Dinosaurs are the ultimate predator, so they can move 1 to 5 spaces away, and they will eat literally anything that they move over. Predator or prey, it doesn't matter. Prey are a little bit too small, so nothing happens when they eat them, but predators have more mediums. With half of those, they will actually have enough energy to lay a dino egg, which, as I mentioned in the very beginning, means you gain a point for that. However, dinos are a little bit finicky in terms of where they have to end their movement. If they don't end their movement on a mountain space, they die, even if they've eaten something. Yeah. So you have to plan where they can move, which is why it's helpful that they can move longer distances, up to 5. They can move to a different mountain or end up on the same mountain they started on.
And anything they pass over, they'll eat?
Yep, they'll eat literally anything. They are very, very hungry dinos, but you only get points from eating predators. That's why it's important to not have too many prey clogging up the tiles around your dinos, but you don't want too many predators who will eat all the prey. So in the bottom of the screen on the board, you'll see that the dino has moved to a different mountain, and that center tile with the nest is now visible. So when your nest is empty at the beginning of dino activation, you can actually use one of your dino eggs and hatch a new baby dino. This is helpful, but sometimes tricky because you still have to activate that dino the same turn it hatches. And remember, you have to end your movement on a mountain and eat something, otherwise your dino will starve. So you don't want to have too many dinos on your board eating everything in existence, wiping out your entire biome. That is the main puzzle of the game.
Do you want to run through a round real quick just to see how the turn might play out?
Oh, sure. Are we going to have hands helping us?
Yeah, we have Lincoln's hands right now.
Sure, that sounds good.
So you can take from any of the tiles, or is it only the bottom tile, or?
Nope, you can take a tile from literally any column you want. Tiles do not refill until a column has been completely emptied, meaning the animals have activated, any dinos have activated, and then we refill. So the main board will have lots of empty spaces as we move along. Right now you can see Lincoln moving the stacks of tiles, and you'll notice that they're different colors. So at the beginning of the game, you actually separate them by letter type, and this is the timer for the game. So as soon as we run through all of the tiles and we can't refill a column, the game will end. It usually means it takes about half an hour for the game to end. But yeah, do you want to go first, Steph?
Oh, sure. I'll let Lincoln go first because he can see the board a little bit better, so he doesn't know. Okay, I'll go first. I'll take a tile, the bottom tile with the bunny. The bunny column. Yeah, and you could put it. Do bunnies want to be next to each other?
So bunnies will breed when they activate if there's an empty field next to them. So yeah, that is an excellent tile for bunnies. However, you'll see the tile with the bunnies on it is actually in the rat column.
Right, so I wouldn't get a bunny for that. I would get a rat for that. But do I have a rat space?
You would get a bunny because there's the bunny symbol shown.
Oh. Okay, I was misunderstanding. I thought whatever column I took, I would get a meeple for it. So it's whatever's on the tile that I take?
Yep, if there's a little circle with an animal in it, you'll get that type of meeple, regardless of if it's a prey or predator. The activation for the column is when it's entirely empty. That's when the prey will breed or the predators will move, depending on what's activating.
I see. Okay. Yep, nope, that's good then. I guess would I is that my turn or?
Yep, that's your whole turn.
Okay.
And so tiles the different terrain type do not need to be placed next to each other. There's no hard and fast rule for tile placement, except it just has to be adjacent to something you've already built. I'll go next. I will pick the middle tile in the frog column with the orange and the mountain. So that orange terrain type, that's a wild. Oh, I'll go on the left, Lincoln. That's wild. So my frog that's right next to it could actually expand into that territory if I wanted to.
Oh, okay. It's a wild land. I see.
Yep, that looks good.
And so any one bunny can make another bunny, or you need two bunnies in the same area to make a bunny?
As long as you have at least one bunny and every bunny you have will activate, but it will only breed if there's an empty terrain next to it that it likes. So right now I only have one bunny and one field, so I'd only get one extra bunny. You, however, have two bunnies and two empty fields next to them, so you'd get two bunnies.
Okay, so I definitely would want to try and grab a mountain because I want the dinosaur to be able to move. So I would grab the one in the frog column because it gives me a rat, I guess. And so you could put it next to the other rat. Okay, there's fine. It's good. Yeah, right there is perfect. And then I get a rat, and then I can have baby rats, or there's extra space in there for an extra rat. You should show us how the frog activates.
Yeah, let's do it. So I will take the last tile in the frog column.
Do we start with frog on our board?
We do. We start with one of each prey.
Okay.
Perfect. So this is a perfect example. Frogs will activate. We each have one frog, and we start the game with an empty swamp space right next to it, so we each get one more frog.
Yay!
Now I could choose to put my new frog to the left in the swamp or to the right in that wild space, but I think it's perfect where it is. So that's literally it. They'll activate for everyone. Now we look at the dino meeple at the bottom of the board. It's in the same column, so dinos will activate. That tile will take the fancy volcano token. Just as a reminder of whose turn it actually was, because we all activate dinos at the same time, it can sometimes be confusing to remember who chooses the next tile. So it's me. I'll go ahead. I don't actually want to eat any of my prey because I have so few, I don't want to wipe out my entire population. So I'm just going to move my dino 2 spaces to the right. I do have to eat something though, or else my dino will starve. So I'm going to pop up, eat that rat, and come back down to the mountain. Yep. However, since the prey, it's too tiny, it's not very satisfying, so I don't get to lay an egg. If it was a tiger I'd eaten, I would get 1 dino egg, aka 1 point.
Oh, okay. So I will eat one of my frogs and move to the mountain. If I eat 2 prey, would I get an egg, or I would need just to eat a big tiger? Okay.
Yep. No points for prey. So we were both very smart and drafted new mountain tiles. So that means our nests are now empty. So in future dino activations, we can hatch one of our eggs and make a new dino. Go us.
Go us.
So that is the end of dino activation. We're going to move the dino meeple 1 space to the right. So it is now in the, the bunny column. Yep, we refill the frog column only. So notice the rat column still has an empty space. That is what it should look like. And I had the volcano token. So Steph, it is your turn.
I think that's a fairly good demo. I feel like I understand. Do you think I missed anything? Like we didn't do the prey. I mean, we could walk through if I had a tiger and the tiger were to activate, where would he go, kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. So Lincoln, if you wouldn't mind, can you put a tiger on Steph's empty field or empty forest space?
Yeah.
Yep. So tigers can move 1 or 2 spaces. So if we say the tiger is feeling like a rat snack, it's going to move 1 space down, eat a rat, move 1 space to the left, eat the other. It's eaten more than 1, so it has enough energy to make a baby tiger. So in the space it left with the first rat, yep, exactly. That's where the new baby tiger would go.
And does he have to eat? If he can, does he have to?
Yes, if they don't eat, they starve and are removed from the board. So you do want them to eat something. However, you don't need to eat two. You don't need to move your max. As long as they eat at least one and end their movement on that space, you're golden.
Okay, but then the dinosaur will be happy if he activates again. Because he
Yeah,
can eat a
yeah,
tiger.
exactly.
It's a trade-off.
So
I see how that could be good and bad.
yeah, when I'm playing, I usually try to go prey heavy in the beginning and really build up my food supply. And in the
Yes.
second half of the game is when I start breeding my predators and really expanding and trying to optimize where my mountains are and kind of like jockey positions of my dinos, trading spots. It's really fun, and it's nice to see your biome grow in a really organic way. It looks like you have your own little world and you feel all powerful and godlike reigning over your dinos.
Yeah, it looks like our board's going to get pretty big pretty quickly. I mean, I feel like we've already built up something. We only drafted 2 tiles so far, and there's a bunch more, it looks like. Do you know how many are in each stack for each like section?
I don't know exactly how many tiles. They're the same amount. Um, and I think how it shakes out to have them divided like that is so that you don't, by some random chance, have all of your predators in the very beginning or end up with nothing
Oh, that
but
makes
rats at the
sense.
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
No,
no
that
special
definitely makes
powers as
sense.
you get closer to the end or anything.
What? I want my special powers.
Sorry to disappoint.
No, that sounds really, really cool. And so, tell me a little bit about like how one can get this game. When's it available? Like, where can we find it?
Sure. So this is coming to retailers across the world October 21st. It is $30 available online. You can place a pre-order now from your favorite store or through our website.
Excellent. And it looks like it plays up to 5 people. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So 2 to 5 players takes about half an hour. For lower player counts, you'll just remove some of the tiles, and they have a player number in the bottom, so you know which ones.
Excellent. Anything else you'd like to share about this? I know we have some other games we're excited to try out as well. So I just want to make sure you get everything you want to say about God's Love Dinosaurs.
Nope. God's Love Dinosaurs coming soon. Check it out.
All right. I'm very excited to try this one. Thank you so much, Danny and Pandasaurus Games, for demonstrating God's Love Dinosaurs with us today.